course he's secured with the security line on here, you still gotta be a complete maniac to let yourself hang down a helicopter. Hello friends and welcome back to yet another reaction video. Since all of you seem to be super excited about this series, but there's one person who isn't, and it's a very important one because it's my girlfriend Ida. Today we're gonna take one of her suggestions because she has an absolute favorite here on YouTube, and that is the legend Mr. Casey Neistat. So today we're gonna look at Casey's
Do What You Can't.
Ooh, that's gonna be interesting. So, hello and welcome if you're new to this channel. My name is Florian. I'm a video editor, filmmaker from Germany, and in this series here on my channel, I'm analyzing some of your favorite creators' videos to look at some of their tricks and techniques so you can learn something about editing for your next videos. So, let's jump into the computer and look at Casey's video, shall we? So, if there's anything that Casey's most known for, then obviously it's his level of storytelling, which is completely out of this world, and the main reason why probably all of us love to watch his videos so much. So, let's press play and see if we can analyze his editing style a little. So it starts with a very long opening shot. In the beginning of every video, it's the most important thing to catch your audience attention. And you can either make that by having, for example, like a super fast montage or some voiceover that directly introduces the story, or as in this case, with an absolutely insane single shot. And in this case, the shot lasts for probably like 10 or 15 seconds, but it's completely crazy because it's Casey hanging from a rope of a helicopter.
To the haters, the doubters, my 7th grade vice principal.
This here is a very typical thing that Casey and also his friend Max Joseph like to do very often. The text appearing on screen word by word effect. By the way, I'm gonna link you a tutorial down below from another guy who's showing exactly how that works.
To everyone who's ever told anyone with a dream they can't.
The shot alone is so crazy. I think I've seen the vlog back then. Even though, of course, he's secured with the security line on here, you still gotta be a complete maniac to let yourself hang down a helicopter, don't you? And here, before the glass was shattering, did you hear the riser that he put underneath so that you can really anticipate and hear the bat slowly going towards the glass? Listen to the sound underneath. The moment that the glass shatters, he starts the music, and the music is pretty fast-paced and has a very clear-cut beat. And then the shot that you see here, this is simply some stock footage to fit the story that he's explaining now.
Keep your head down, follow the rules, do as you're told, play it safe. Wait your turn, ask permission, learn to compromise.
As again, this entire intro now, he has the text appearing in different sizes on the screen effect and adds stock footage below. By the way, if you're curious where to find stock footage, there's a few options. I'm gonna link you 2 or 3 videos down below where you can find out what the best paid services and otherwise what the best free options for finding stock footage are.
This is terrible advice.
And this is the punchline. So there's this one video in which Casey explains his thoughts behind every video. It's always about story and it's always setup, conflict, resolution. And the beginning was the setup. This is what everybody tells us. Stay in line, wait your turn. And this sets up to where the main conflict is, because that conventional way is simply shitty advice in 2019. Listen, when he edits, he's paying a lot of attention to edit on the beat. So the moment that the book slaps on the table, it goes directly to the beat of the music.
If I were to write an autobiography, a book about my life.
Did you see in that shot that the voiceover is actually recorded separately? So he vlogged the moment where he said that, and then afterwards it looked like he was in a restaurant. Maybe he realized the background audio didn't fit so well, or the other reason could be so that the voiceover here fits to the voiceover in the beginning of the video.
One title that would work would be Do What You Can't.
What would Casey be without his white Tipex thing, right?
That idea encapsulates everything.
Here you see the voiceover is laid on top over it. So he recorded it properly, repeating what he was actually saying there.
I've ever done. Like when I wanted to move to New York City and my dad was like, you can't, you don't have any money. Or when I first said I wanted to make movies.
Again, the same with the voiceover, it's laid on top afterwards.
And it was, you can't. You didn't.
This is a very typical thing that Casey and especially his friend Max Joseph are using. So these kind of VHS overlay on white background and then text on top of it.
You didn't go to film school. I want to have a TV show. You can't, Casey. You're not pretty enough.
And so what he's doing here and what is now leading up to the entire rest of the story is always like conventional thinking, which makes this thing not possible, and then here showing an example of making exactly that possible. And he starts with him being that example in having had his own TV show, and now throughout the rest of the video he brings all these other examples.
And to go even further, like if I were to characterize what this new generation of content creators and filmmakers, what we all do on YouTube and everywhere else is
So here, very interesting, he chose all the creators' thumbnails, had them appear to the music in like a snake kind of circular way here.
But we can't.
And this is something that has stood out for me very often, is that Casey sometimes seems to have a little bit of a fable to using songs with French lyrics. This one's really cool. Has a very nice beat. And here he cuts in all sorts of footage from other creators. And this is exactly what I meant. So now he starts coming up with all of these examples that is like conventional thinking, but here's an example who does exactly the opposite and is successful with that.
But you get your parkour friends to dress up like video game characters, jump off some buildings,
and you can.
Right, Devin?
Devin Graham, by the way, is absolute champion.
Yes.
You can't have a talk show, but you have a webcam and you can.
What's up, you beautiful bastards?
What? This is my first YouTube video ever.
Next thing you know.
And here again, so the video now is built up of widescreen, VHS overlay, and then the text appearing effect, and then a couple of examples in a row, which is now the build up in the story.
You know, you're interviewing the president.
I heard that
Here he stopped the music and then to bring in the jingle.
you're going to be out of a job soon.
Well, maybe I'll start a YouTube show or
That's what
something
I'm
like
thinking.
You can't fly around New York City on a magic carpet, but get your electric skateboard, some PVC pipe, a great outfit, give Jesse a call, and you can.
That was probably one of the coolest videos.
This is so dope.
So
You
dope.
don't need gear, you don't need trucks or a crane.
And look at this section again, because many people who start out making videos and now see videos by Sam Colder, we tend to be drawn very much to using fancy transitions, but look at what Casey's doing here. It's just simply plain background text and then very fast pacing and cuts.
You don't need gear, you don't need trucks or a crane, you don't need some big expensive camera rig. to
Here
edit.
again.
When you're a creator, you don't need someone in your ear telling you what you can and can't do.
What I really like here are the animations. I don't exactly know where he found those. Probably you can get those from stock footage sites as well.
Can and can't do. I'm racing the subway! What you can and can't say.
Here again, some more stock footage. The way you would fill up your story, if you don't have enough own footage recorded, then you can just think about, okay, what kind of image would fit here to something where someone tells you not to say anything. And then you type in shh in the stock footage database, and then you find that fits perfectly, you cut that in.
I accidentally did the shocker. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
They call us gamers, influencers, internet famous.
What the fuck does that mean?
But we know something they don't. You can start a vlog or a makeup.
Now he starts bringing it to the message of the video. So he brought all these examples of people who went against the conventional wisdom and did it anyway and found their way of doing exactly that, what everybody said is not possible. And those are the exact people that in 2018, 19, 20 are the ones who are actually making an impact.
Or travel around the world with a gigantic piano, playing it in beautiful places.
Yeah, that is crazy. Who gets that
When you're
idea?
a creator, all you need is your phone, an internet connection, and a good...
And that is something I couldn't agree anymore, because for me it seems like many of us get this super gear lust and we need that big camera and we need that thing and that thing and that thing, but you don't. You just need some sort of device that can record something. You need to have some sort of idea what to do with it and then just upload it in the internet and everything goes after that. It doesn't take a lot of gear, it doesn't take a lot of money to get started.
A story you want to share, something you need to say.
Confidence is within yourself.
And then the rest is history.
Here again with the voiceover that he added afterwards. And here's the moment where the music really starts building up. And he puts in and cuts together all sort of short clips from the creators that he had on the screen appearing with the presentation.
If you do it right, you get to quit the day job. Make friends from places you've never been. Meetups, collaborations.
It's just two boys and two video cameras.
A life moving so fast and so full, you won't even have time to process it.
And so here it comes to the actual resolution of the video, which is exactly as he says. He had this one message in mind that he wanted to share, and that is to show those who want to be creators or who already are creators, to give them that little push to realize that this is actually something you can make work for yourself, and this is actually something you can build your life around.
Keep creating, keep doing the work.
Hey guys!
And here he cuts in so many different creators that all symbolize something different, and that is very important for the message of the video, because I've once heard someone say a very, very good quote, and that is, it's never about the hero in the story or the main character in the story, but whether you as the viewer can see yourself in that hero of the story. And that's exactly why he puts in so many different creators here. For you as that person who sees that video and who shall be inspired by that, you can find yourself in any of those individuals because you probably know at least one or two of them and really look
And
up to
never
them.
forget, you don't have to listen to anyone, because in this
So quite funny effect. So he recorded it first on the camera and then he actually let it play on the phone here.
no one
And
knows
here again, the same effect continues throughout the video.
are all drinking champagne in the top deck of the Titanic.
Very simple. Again, just uses stock footage imagery that fits perfectly to what he's actually
All
saying.
drinking champagne in the top deck of the Titanic, and we are the fucking iceberg.
And so here exactly in the moment that he said iceberg, he cut in the moment from the Titanic movie.
Iceberg.
And now he's a very fast-paced part in the music, and therefore he's cutting very fast a lot of different shots in a montage behind each other.
Do what you can't.
And that is the message that the entire video has led up to. And if it hadn't been for people like Casey showing their journey and sharing their thoughts and inspirational message, many of us would have never started making YouTube videos. So Casey, thanks a lot for the inspiration. If you enjoyed this breakdown and analysis and you learned something today, then over there you find a playlist with a whole lot of more of those videos. You can leave a comment down below and suggest another video if you want to. Until next time.